Hey, it's Mazzy. Welcome back to the channel. This is a celebration of 10 years in the vinyl community of a friend of mine, a John in Birmingham. You're supposed to say that in two syllables or one syllable. Birmingham. ELO's from Birmingham, England. His channel name, unfortunately, is 6-inch Pianist number, and there's 4 numbers after that. I don't have no idea. He's explained it several times, and I still don't know how he got that unfortunate name. But I tell you, John, who I met a year ago in the UK, hung out over 2 days with him in both London and Greenwich, which is, I guess, part of London. It's where time was invented, is, to me, one of the most knowledgeable people about soul, R&B, reggae, that type of, well, literally soul music. Most of it American, of course, Jamaican. There's Northern Soul out of the UK and everything. He knows all about that stuff. Now, he does get into other things like punk and new wave, but this soul is the heart of his channel. And I tell you, he's a joy to watch. Now, this is a submission. He's requested people support or respond to a collaboration that he regularly does with Headley, another gentleman I met a year ago in person finally, another fat man with a beard talking about music. Now that's another mouthful of a name. Headley is the opposite, or in a different genre. He is so entwined in roots music, a lot of American country, folk, British folk and country too, but you know, the Brits steal from America and give it back to us, and that's always been the case. We know that from the 60s with all the beat groups and, of course, the blues-based rock bands, those white guys still in the black culture of America and giving it back to us. Now, they do a series of videos. I'm going to put a link below to one of them, and check them out because they're just really fun. It's basically the jukebox pub jukebox, whatever they're called. And usually they have one guest on, and they go around, and we each get to put in, I guess, £1, and you get 2 tracks. Is that what it is now? Who knows what it costs? And you pick the 2 singles you want to play, and it's just really a delight. I was on it twice, I believe, and sometimes Headley and John do it solo, and they each pick 3, and they pontificate. They share their beverage of choice. And throughout this video, I'm going to put in a few little reminiscence of our pub record crawl in London over a year ago, August of 2024, because I had a great time with both Headley and John and a lot of the other Brits, some that came out from the hinterlands down into London for that weekend. Fabulous time. So the challenge is, or the invitation is, to pick 3 singles that you would like to play from that British pub jukebox. So I picked 3. I thought of John a little bit when I picked some of these, or 2 of these maybe. But I'm going to start out with one of my favorite singles from the Summer of Love, 1967. And it's one of those just feel-good songs. And of course, it's Groovin' by the Young Rascals. This is the Atlantic Records picture sleeve. That's a song written by the lead singer Felix Cavallari, and Eddie Brigati, who also sings and is percussionist with the band. I've always loved the Young Rascals. Blue-eyed soul at its finest. They came from a little bit East Coast garage thing early on, of course, Good Lovin'. And this was a big change for them when this came out that summer, because it was sort of a kind of a Latin-y, beautiful summer song, unlike the garage rock and roll stuff that was happening with this band in previous. I think this album, I remember buying the album. I didn't buy the single initially, but I got this actually. This is from the Coleman collection, and I kept this because this is a single that means a lot to me as well. But the album is a perfect album. It's blue-eyed soul. It's a little bit of psychedelic mixed in there, but just enough to tease for that Summer of Love, that 1967 album. I think it's their best album. I think it's a perfect album. And I think the Young Rascals seemed to have gotten lost in the shuffle of music over the years. But get that album, get the stereo version of that album, even though this is a mono version. As a single, it works as a mono. In terms of the album, the stereo is far superior, which is interesting in 1967. Of course, this was on the Atlantic label. There you go, right there. Sueño is the B-side of it. And I'm going to cut away and play a few of these things along with pictures from that wonderful weekend in London.
On a Sunday afternoon, really couldn't get away too soon. I can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. There ain't a place I like to be instead of moving down a crowded avenue. Juliet, anything we like to do. There's always lots of things that we can see. We can be anyone we like to be. All those happy people we could meet.
My second choice is a single from a soundtrack, and the soundtrack is from the movie Performance with Mick Jagger, and of course it's that lead-off song, Memo from Turner. This is an amazing song produced by Jack Nitzsche and written by Jagger and Richards. Now there is a kind of a wimpy version on a Metamorphosis album, kind of a comp that Alan Klein put out of B-sides, singles, alternate versions, which actually is a cool record. And you hear these other versions of some of the songs that Rolling Stones would eventually record. So this is the Decca, the UK version of this. Of course, it's on that soundtrack. Great soundtrack with Memo from Turner, with Randy Newman, Gone Train Gone. And this is performed by not only Mick Jagger, who did the vocals, and they were flown to the US, those tapes, and you got Ry Cooder on that great slide guitar. Every time, apparently, I say Ry Cooder, there's a drinking game in the world. But that's not why I picked the song. I think this is a killer song. You got Randy Newman on piano. You got Gene Parsons on drums, who at the time was the drummer for the Byrds, that Gene Parsons. You got Jack Nitzsche, you got Russ Titleman, of course, the great producer. I think he's on guitar as well. But this is a killer, kick-ass version. Memo from Turner, a wonderful record, and I just think this is a killer thing. This makes that soundtrack. But get the single, grab the song.
Down in San Antone on a hot and dusty night, we were eating eggs and sandwiches when the black man there drew his knife. Oh, you trying that Julian Rampton as he washed his sleeveless shirt. You know that Spanish-speaking gentleman, the one that we all call Kurt. Come now, gentlemen, I know there's some mistake. How forgetful I'm becoming now. You fix your business straight.
My last pick for the pub jukebox is a song written by Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong, originally given to the Temptations, recorded by the Temptations. It was on their Psychedelic Shack album. The song's called War, and some people wanted them to release that as a single, but they were a little nervous about alienating the conservative group. This is during the, obviously, the anti-Vietnam War movement that was happening in 1969. So that was left on their album, but not put as a single. But it was given to Edwin Starr, who crushed it. His vocal on that is more intense, more dynamic. You feel that song. War, Edwin Starr on the Gordy label, Berry Gordy's label, his sister label of Motown Records. Of course, the sound of Young America, that Motown sleeve here, generic sleeve at the time. This is a kick-ass song, and it became a #1 hit. Groovin', by the way, that first song was also #1 in America. Not so good for Memo from Turner, but it was a big FM hit, that one. War, produced by Norman Whitfield, is a powerful song, and it's definitely a classic, and it's as topical today as it was back in 1970, all those 55 years ago. Great song, War, by Edwin Starr. Those are my 3 choices for the pub jukebox. Enjoy the music. Mazzy loves you. So, is there something that upsets you with vinyl collectors, John?
Sealed records. Fucking hell. What's all that about? If you gotta buy a record, play the fucking record. Don't just stick it on a shelf. Play the fucking record. That's what it's for.
What do you think about this new thing called slabbing?
What the fuck is all that about? Slabbing. If you buy a record, play the fucking record. That's what it's for.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.